Hi everyone, welcome to today's F&B sharing session. My name is Ebenezer Heng. Today I would like to share a question that is often being posed to me by both F&B practitioner and folks that are learning culinary and trying to join the F&B industry. How do I sell food online? Now the first category, the food and beverage operator, over the last year, of course, is about speed to market. They're trying to get their business ready and more entrenched and more available online. And the questions they ask, which I'm going to cover towards the end of it, is where are my audience? What are my audience looking for? Sure, I'm selling Mee Siam, I'm selling laksa, but what are they exactly looking for? And how do I compete effectively with all the competitors? Some of them have already been in the online space for many, many years. So that's one category of people. Now, the next category of people are, because of COVID, they have gone through some training, they have took up some culinary baking skills, and they have started to cook for their friends, for their families, and they love it. And right now, they want to move on to online marketplace. So their questions are, how do I do it? What are the things to look out for? So right after this, I have a small session talking about food hygiene, talking about the things to look out for. Now, but the more important thing, regardless the groups, where are the audience? So when we're doing offline, of course, the common things that a lot of people have mentioned, location, location, location. And online, we're talking about intent. What are people searching for? And when they search for that term, are they ready to buy? And so that you can actually devote some resources, some investment to it. And you need to find that group and narrow the gap so that you can get the clicks, get the sales. Now, if you want to have a deep dive into this particular topic and insights on online food delivery, Temasek Poly is hosting a session. So the link below, you can find details into the session. And I'm one of the speakers and have 2 hours, so I will be able to deep dive into it. So do join us, and I look forward to sharing all those details with you in that particular session. Now, and I thank you for watching this video. And do join our online community, subscribe to us, and any F&B and coffee questions, especially marketing and audience related, just drop us a comment and we're more than happy to deep dive into it, do some research about it and present it in a video format to all of you as well. But without further ado, let's move into the video. This session will be more interesting for folks that have been cooking at home along this COVID long period. You have picked up some culinary skills, some baking skills, and you have been serving your friends and family the delicious fare. And right now you're ready to be selling on the various online food marketplace. It could be Foodpanda, it could be GrabFood. And our government, I'm talking about the Singapore context, currently is encouraging in that sense. Of course, things will change. I believe you might need to maybe attend one of the sessions to get a food handler license. But whatever the case, you're able to do sales at home and you're able to sell. So what should you look out for? So what are the things to do? So if you go to the link below, of course, there's an entire, I can say, encyclopedia. So Singapore Food Agency has prepared a lot of resources for all of us to make sure that the food we serve is safe. Now, folks, food safety is a lot more than just SOP and all these check and balances. It encompasses the start of building a relationship with your customers. Now, think about it. If you cannot ensure the safety of the food that you're going to give to your customers, what is the point of like integrity of all those quality of your products or excellent customer service? Everything will go to waste because he or she will not trust you anymore, and of course the reputation risk is so high. Can you imagine being involved in a food poisoning case? For a lot of us, we might not even recover. Now, there are a lot of links and articles that's just within the Singapore Food Agency, so I'm just not going to expand a lot. I just want 2 points. I just want to move forward 2 points. What is food safety? Food safety means that when the food that our customer is consuming is safe, it does not come into any foreign agents and nothing is contaminating it. And we shall bring it to another term. So in case you are wondering, hey, at home, what should I do? How should I prepare the food? Remember this word: no cross-contamination. No cross-contamination. Why are we wearing gloves? So physically our hands will not dirty the prepared food that we're going to serve out. So why are we washing hands? Now, hand washing is so critical. It gets rid of course, with soap, it gets rid of all the bacteria. So why should we not put any foreign objects like a stapler, a rubber band, all this? Because we'll contaminate the food. So of course, the best practices is at home you can afford it to have different chopping boards, and of course the way that you store in the fridge, all this, you want to segregate between the cooked and the frozen and the raw and so on. Now, like I said, if we did a link below Singapore Food Agency, there's an entire encyclopedia of it, and you can pour through it to make sure that your setting is safe. And that's the very first step. Your food can be the most delicious, but actually if it's not safe, I do not think it could be delicious. So have a thought about it. So if you want to sell food online and you're just starting out, remember food safety and cross-contamination. You want to avoid that. So anything you're in doubt, will it contaminate my food? Likely it would. So stop doing it and refer to Singapore Food Agency notes. Now this is a very short session, so if you like us to expand a little bit more on this session, just give a comment below. We're going to move on to audience next. So in this particular session, we will look at Mee Siam. Mee Siam delivery has a case study. So traditionally, let's say we have a physical outlet, we will start around, we will sit down, we will observe what is the traffic before we decide on that particular outlet. And then of course set up our operation and do some marketing to excite people that's passing by. Now what about online? So online, how do we know where our audience are gathering, where our audience are, so that we can actually position our products and services to them effectively? Now in this case, of course, you're looking at all the delicious Mee Siam. Now everything is happening online. Now there are a few things you need to take a note. People consume content before they consume products, right? And they'll be looking at some of the online stuff before they make a decision. And so online searches becomes very paramount, becomes very, very important. Now I just imagine a term called Mee Siam delivery, and I just put it in. And these are the number of searches. I'm going to bring you through it, a very overview. As I mentioned in various sessions, I will deep dive into it. And one of the sessions is the Temasek Poly, the online food delivery sessions, which I'm going to share market outlook and what are the various components, what do they mean for F&B business such as yours. Now when we search for Mee Siam delivery, we are thinking in the perspective of our audience. That means we want to go into their shoes and walk around with it. If they need Mee Siam, what are the terms that they will be searching for? And of course, the very first term that comes to my mind is the Mee Siam delivery. Now, it's not very encouraging. There are only 10 searches a month. As you can see over here, there are only 10 searches. However, if you go to this thing called CPC, that means there are actually people buying it as a form of advertisement on the Google Ads, which I will show to you later. So it would have made some money for quite a number of people, and that's the reason why they're buying it. But what I want you to focus on is, as we scroll down, you notice that there's a longer form keyword, a longer tail, known as dry Mee Siam delivery Singapore, and there are actually more searches. Instead of 10, it becomes 110. Now, would you have known that if you're selling Mee Siam without a platform, without a tool, without any deep diving, without sussing out the keywords and the intent of the audience? Would we have known that? We would not. So we need tools, we need insights, we need to understand what people are doing. We call this a micro moment. They will have a moment, oh, I want to eat Mee Siam. That is their moment. So what will they do? Will they go YouTube? Unlikely. So if you're going to advertise, where will you go? So you might, highly likely you want to position your products and services either on a pay-per-click platform or search engine optimization. You want to optimize that particular piece of content. Now in this case, I'm showing a contrast. So most people will believe that Mee Siam delivery, a shorter phrase, would have more traffic. A longer phrase, such as dry Mee Siam delivery Singapore, will have lesser traffic. However, this proves otherwise, correct? And in fact, if you go down, seems like dry Mee Siam is a lot more popular. And so that is how we ascertain our traffic online. So now we go on to the term dry Mee Siam delivery in Singapore. And you notice that people are actually paying more money to advertise, despite the fact that it's a longer tail, showcasing that this is actually a more valuable term to them. That means they will have make more money from this term than just now the Mee Siam delivery. Of course, as we go down, you will look at our competitors and you will look at who is owning this article in the top 10. We're only interested in the top 10. We want to compete in the top 10. And we look at it and you get a good grasp of whether can you compete with them, can you outrank them, can you be found in the top 10. Now, if it's organically, you are not able to, can you do that by advertisements, such as what a few of these players is doing? And so by doing some form of activities, you can be seen. It's much like opening up your shop in a high volume location. The only difference is your positioning in front of an intent. That means your customers already show to you that this is their intent, and you're positioning your products right in front of them, so that when they search, you will interact with them and hopefully convert them to a sale. And that, in a nutshell, is how we are going to position and how we start out the intent. I just show you without a proper research, we're not able to find. We just know Mee Siam, but I just show you that actually there are more people searching for dry Mee Siam than just Mee Siam on its own. So that encapsulates and that rounds up what we have today. And I thank you for tuning in. So as I mentioned, if you want a deep dive, you want more insights into online food delivery, do join us. The link is below for the Temasek Poly session. And for those of you that have joined us for the first time and you find that this sharing session value add to you a little bit, do subscribe to us and drop us a comment on what other topics you'd like to hear. And we're more than happy to prepare one video, share with all of you as well. Okay, till the next session. Thank you very much, everyone.